I want to start by saying that I had no intention of making a video today, but things just kinda spiraled out of control and stuff happened that I wasn't expecting. This might be one of the worst or best videos I've ever released, and honestly, even I can't decide which one is true yet. So I'm putting this out there in the hopes that something will change for the better. On February 13, 2023, a fellow YouTube content creator named A Friend released a video talking about two players that have abused and broke in-game and real-life laws. Those players are called McCune and Hart. Now, these two have been accused by other content creators in the past. Hanani made a video 7 months ago about McCune, and so did another YouTuber Eliop14 about 5 months ago, discussing the lengths about all the awful things they have allegedly done. 20 minutes after the release of a friend's video, a Reddit thread was made discussing this topic, and throughout the entire day it gained more and more traction. Few hours later, multiple other threads were made shaming McCune, and at that time I decided to add him in-game and ask him if he wants to be interviewed and say his side of the story, because despite all the awful things he has done, I believe he has right to at least say what's on his mind. I honestly didn't expect him to accept the interview, but to my surprise he did, and 30 minutes later we went on a Discord call where I asked him a series of questions about his past and what he has done. At first the player Hart was also supposed to join us for the interview, and I prepared few questions for him as well, but at the last minute he changed his mind and wished not to be interviewed. Before we do start with the interview, I will preface this that about 40 minutes after the interview ended, both of them got manually permanently banned by Jagex for breaking multiple game rules, and their accounts are now gone forever. That means a Jagex moderator manually went through their account details and decided to ban them. I want you to keep that in mind throughout this interview. And one more thing that I feel like is very important here before we start. It's okay to have your opinions, but it's not okay to blatantly be hateful towards other people. That goes for McCune, that goes for you, me, and everyone else. And with that being said, let's begin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Perfect. Okay, so where's your friend? Are you gonna invite him too?
Would you like me to bring him?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I've heard of your name before when you messaged me. That's why I responded. I see you make YouTube videos. That's cool.
Oh, so you have heard of me.
I'd heard of you. I was not subscribed. I didn't know why I knew you, but when I looked you up,
Have you seen the videos I made about people who are like griefing in old school Runescape and like giving a
no,
bad experience for players?
no, I've never seen any of those. I see the biggest drama in old school RuneScape here.
That was a joke video, but you know.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay. Yeah,
I
you
kind of
upload
like
frequently.
I made a few videos about basically people who are griefing in old school Runescape and like making the
Right,
gameplay a worse experience for other
right.
players. Perfect. Okay, how about this? I'll let you talk first. Like, say whatever you want to say, whatever you want to talk about, and then I'll ask you a few questions. How does that sound?
For sure. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, go ahead.
Absolutely. All right. So, Hanani, she made a video about me. There's a person that was playing in our group of friends, and they were over sexualizing everything. They're sending a lot of my friends, what the f- is the word for it? Bad images that they shouldn't be sending.
Mm-hmm.
It was later found out that they had went through a transformation on their body, and we removed them from our Discord. And I called them a slur, and we didn't give back an item that we had had. Long story short, it wasn't nice. It was the wrong thing to do. We returned the item back. Me and the person in that video were still friends to this day. We play LMS together. Everything's fine on that end. I made a mistake. It happened. But the real problem is where a friend jumped in and he made this video this morning accusing me of revenge and selling nudes and all this disgusting stuff that has no proof behind it. It's just all accusations, and if there was proof you would have seen it in the video. But I want to give you a quick rundown of what that was. There's a screenshot of me saying, actually it's not a screenshot of me, it's a screenshot of her saying, hey, my dad's going to pay me or buy me a, and then there's a picture of me going lol 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 lol, like just laughing. But then there's a picture on top of that of me saying, hey boys, when this happens, hit me up, 15 mil per pick. Don't try to share the cost with your friends. I'm gonna IP lock the pictures. Like, it was me being a complete stupid fuck to my friends. Like, I don't know. It doesn't even make sense. You just have to know how we make our bad jokes. But the whole 8 minutes of what he showed is talking about how I sold this girl's nudes. And the girl never sent me the nudes. She never got the surgery that her father told her she was going to get. And, none of it happened. I mean, there's a comment pinned on the Hanani video where it shows her stating, "Hey, this didn't happen. This shouldn't happen. I don't want to be in this video anymore." She was, unaware of exactly how it was going to be portrayed to the community. And long story short, she's still my friend. We Snapchat here and there. Like, nobody from that video is upset anymore. So it's kind of like not only did he bring up something from last year, he's also stating stuff that is absolutely not true, which is confirmed by me and the person that made the video and the people involved in the video. That's what I can tell you off the rip. If you want to ask me questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Mm-hmm. So TLDR is that you made a mistake, you apologized, you gave the stuff back, and everything is cool now.
Correct.
Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, let's talk about that later. I actually want to talk to you about in-game stuff in Runescape before we get to that topic. So
Yeah.
my first question to you is, what are your thoughts about cheat clients?
Cheat clients.
Yeah, for like PvP advantage.
I don't know. My opinion on it isn't a good opinion because, like, to be honest with you, I don't care what the next person next to me in this game does. I just don't take it to heart like that. If somebody is cheating next to me, for example, I like to PK in the North Rev caves. There's a lot of people that use cheats that, they call them Megatrons. If I see it, I get away from them, I hop worlds, and I go about my day. So it's not right. It should be banned. But when it comes down to it, if Jagex had a good way to ban them, they wouldn't be there.
Because there was a clip of, I guess, there wasn't a clip of you, but there was a clip of Hard using a G client, the exact one, the Open OSRS client. And like, I just was wondering, is that like something only you guys used, or is that like a really common thing in the PKing scene?
When I was using it, again, this is before they banned it, but when I was using it, there was 155,000 people in their Discord. It was more or less everybody used it. Unless you were streaming or unless you were doing YouTube, there was no reason not to use it. It just had a lot of powerful plugins that, now it's in RuneLight. I mean, you don't even need it anymore, but there's just a lot more things on there that made your gameplay more enjoyable. I
Mm-hmm.
know that I haven't used it. I know Hard doesn't use it. It's not worth getting your account banned over, but when it's allowed, which it was, I mean, same thing with RuneScape services. They used to be allowed up until what, a year ago, year and a half ago? Like, if it's allowed, why not? Most people don't have time to train their rune crafting for 150 hours when, you could pay somebody 150 bucks and they do it for you. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. So I watched I guess you know who Eliop is, right?
yes,
Yes. Okay. So I saw
yes.
his video, and there was information on his videos about how you guys set up bots in PvP worlds and wilderness, and then the bot kind of world hops through the entire world section to find players with good loot, and then that bot informs you in Discord so you could go hunt those targets. Is that something you guys are still doing, or did you stop doing that for now?
So we used to have a friend that would play with us and he would set, I mean, actually it was through Open OSRS, but it was like stuff you'd have to pay for. So we had a friend that would pay for it and it'd hop around and it'd tell you what it's seen and where you could go. And yeah, we absolutely used to follow around and do that. But I feel like clients got banned over the summer. And that's the last time we were able to even see any of those Discord updates of when that stuff was happening and whatnot. PKing in general, I mean, the wilderness has just been slowed down up until 2 weeks ago. But yeah, back in the day, I mean, it's kind of a necessity to have at least a friend that had that plugin so you could see what was going on around because, there's 200 worlds and there's 6 people across all of them. I mean, it'd take you an hour to find one person. It was terrible. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, absolutely. We did take advantage of that when people would have it.
So that was another common thing that not only you guys used, but also a lot of other PKers as well.
Oh yeah. They just
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't sit there and tell you that, but I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. 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 Let me see. I found this is from Eliop's video as well. So there's another question. Let me send you this picture. Can you
Yeah.
tell me about this picture a little bit? Or I guess I'll ask you a question. So there's a lot of information about how both of you were scamming people for years in GE. I mean, I guess like we saw from the video, Hart paid back to a friend for that 200 million scam. But like, what can you tell me about this picture?
I can tell you a lot about it. That line that I'm saying right there is, I'm looking for one generous donate me 5 mil. I'd say it's a proper way of creating a sentence that you're begging. However, I used to do this a lot, and there's nothing, there's nothing technically scamming about it. You're asking who's generous enough to give me 5 million coins. Someone trades it to you and they give it to you. When the
Mm-hmm,
Hanani
mm-hmm,
video came out in July, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, McCune, you should die. You should go to hell. You should kill yourself." When they were saying all that stuff, uh, I couldn't do it anymore, so I stopped. But specifically, that picture right there, I actually took it myself and I sent it to Elio. I actually have the DMs from from a Discord alt. But I actually sent he was asking if anyone had a picture of that happening, and I was like, "Shit, let me like help him out. Let me make his video fun." So I actually sent him that. That's not a real picture of me doing that. When I would do it, I'd put like Druidic on, all the expensive items. And you just sit there and ask for money. People give it to you. I mean, plenty of YouTubers have done those videos where it shows like, hey, I dressed up like this, or I named myself this, or I stood here and asked for this. I mean, it's a real thing. People will just trade you money.
mm-hmm.
People call it scamming. I don't think it's scamming at all. But then again, it completely goes off of how you word it. If you tell them, which a lot of people do this, you see them in 302. If you go right now, trade me this, you won't regret it. I mean, that's still borderline scamming, but definitely not the way that we were asking. I'm looking for one generous person.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking to see who's willing.
Can I ask you this? Did you like enjoy
Yeah.
that thing, or did it more like become like a habit to do, or just like did you have fun doing that, or was it more of just like let's see, find out if it works or not?
First, it was more of a let's find out if it works or not. But towards the end, it was fun to just sit there and ask for money. Eventually, someone gives you some. You get like 10 mil together, and you go down to the duel arena when the duel arena was still around, and you go stake. Maybe you lose, maybe you lose the 10 mil that you were gifted, or maybe it turns into 100 mil, and you buy 100,000 angler. Like it was just stupid, but it was fun. I mean, it wasn't not fun, that's for sure. And again, I don't think there's anything devious about asking for gold. Everyone has done it, and there's a lot of people that still do it. It just completely depends on how you ask for it. And in that
Okay.
way, I feel like it's not scamming at all.
I have a follow up to that? Do you think Jagex will actually like? Do you think they could ban you for that, or is that not something they look for or care about?
I don't think they could ban you for that. I think that would more rely, or I think that'd be more like doubling money, and then you give them 5 mil and they run away. Like that's deliberately scamming.
Mm-hmm.
But asking for gold or dancing for gold, that's been going on for however
Mm-hmm.
long this game's even been out now. I don't think that's a bannable offense at all.
So, for instance, what you and Hart did, like the thing Hart did for a friend where he took the 200 million GP, you don't think that's against the rules?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Okay.
if you trade somebody and you get to the second trade screen and you accept it, I think that's on you. I mean, when we were small, we were like 10, 8, 12 years old. Yeah, but we're adults and if you accept a trade that's not, equal to what it is that you want, I feel like that's a learning lesson more than anything.
Because for, I don't know if you read the Reddit threads or if you've seen the videos, but it seems that a lot of people think that you guys are manipulating others for your own benefit. Is that like something you agree with or not?
I don't believe so.
Mm. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I think I have another picture for you to show. Let me make sure I got it right. There was a picture of you scamming another user for $600, 600 Canadian dollars. The Discord ID is ashbridges9549, and there's an explanation below with the entire thing. I would love to see like your side of the thing. Like, did you ever give that money back, or what happened in that situation?
Can you post what picture you see?
Sure, sure.
600 mil. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear that it was not me because I live in the United States and this was in Canada, or well, using Canadian money. But people from the United States, even when we send stuff anywhere, it goes USD. But what happened here was Ash, obviously scammed somebody and they linked it back to me. And I did give him the money to pay it back because I didn't want to get any heat from that, but clearly it's still there.
So what you're saying is the other Discord account scammed the person, not you, but it came back to you.
Yeah, they tied me into it.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember giving him the money to give to the guy. He's kind of a but
Okay.
but yeah, that guy has been refunded.
Okay. That pretty much does it. I actually have one more question. This is like a personal question. There's a lot of evidence of a lot of things you and people in your Discord have done, but it seems that for the most part, you either deny all of those things or you just say that, like, shit happens, let's move on, right? Understandable. But here's my question to you. I'll give you two options. And I want to ask, which one do you think is more likely? Number one option is this: hundreds or maybe even thousands of players are out there to get you and cause you harm. Or number two, that you have been just breaking in game and real life laws a lot. Which one do you think is more likely? Do you think people are out there to just get you? Or do you think, like, all that evidence, all that's been piling up, all of those accusations by multiple different YouTubers, they're actually true?
That's a good question. I don't think I fully understand the question though.
Oh,
So you're
I
asking,
just
do I
want you
think
to give me your opinion on this. Like, which one do you think is more likely scenario? Because you have said in multiple cases where the information, the Discord links, the Discord pictures, all of them have been faked and stuff like that. So I just want your side of the picture. Is that, like,
right?
let's say we have people like Eliab, Hanani, a friend. We have people like Torvesta. Like, even Soup made a comment where he didn't want your name to be in Gillenor Games, even though Torvesta did use your account, but he just didn't want your name because he thought you've done some weird and awful things, right? So my question
Right.
is that, do you think all those people are out there to just get you, cause you
Not
harm,
not
or
necessarily.
do you think those things actually happened and there's a reason for that?
I believe that with this all starting from Hanani when she made that video, that is the reason why Soup would have to block it out. Not because he knows, researches, asked me, not because of any of that, but because Hanani made a cancel video, everyone has to abide by that unless they want to be canceled. For example, Oda Block. He logged on my account the other day to PK. As soon as he logged in, the chat started going nuts. Hey, isn't that guy that doesn't like, LGBTQ? Like, hey, isn't that guy that sold let me
But
say
that
his
was
girlfriend. She
true,
was my
wasn't it?
girlfriend.
You even said it was true.
No, that absolutely was true. I did call her a slur that you
Mm-hmm.
would not use to be nice to an LGBTQ person.
Mm-hmm.
It was true. But I think what happens is when one person makes that first video and then the bandwagon is to, hey, jump in, we don't like McCune. Yeah, everyone has to be careful. Everyone has to make sure they stay far away because the difference is I play this game for fun with my friends. These people make videos and stuff to support their life. Like, this is how they make their money. So they can't chance being close to McCune. They can't chance liking McCune. They can't chance sticking up or defending for it. No, they have to just stay clear and that's it. And if they want to make an extra video, yeah, they absolutely could. That's what my friend did. He made a video. It's just cancel culture. It's going to be popular. Hanani already set the mood for it, and that's what's going to happen. Personally, it doesn't bother me if people make videos and oh they hate McCune. Like I know what I did was wrong. I already made up for it. Me and that person are friends. I'm not a big care what the internet thinks as long as I know that I amended the problem. It's all good now, and that's all that matters to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, despite all the bad things you guys have done. I don't think you're the pinnacle of evil. I just like, let's just all try to be decent human beings. And like, I actually have a quote by you that you said a few years ago on Reddit when people did say you were breaking game rules. And the quote went like this: maybe someday players will realize that people do bad things, but they can also change. So I hope you follow your own quote on that.
I would like to tell you that I already have. Here we are, 8 months later, good to go. It's just old stuff being brought back up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
thank you for doing this interview with me.
I'm looking forward to seeing the video.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, have a nice day.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
I will end with this. I think it's so incredibly important that we as a community stand up for anyone who's being bullied, who's being used against their own will, and anyone who's been abused or have been abused in the past. I think I can safely say most RuneScape players when they were kids weren't the most popular kids in the school. And I feel like it's important that no matter if you're a content creator, just a regular player, or even if you don't play RuneScape at all, standing up for others is the least amount of effort you can do to ensure a better environment for everyone. Both of them got their punishment and I sincerely hope they learned a lesson. But that's it for me now. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in a few days with another one. Bye. Mwah.